We're left with one campaign. It's the Bear versus Dragon campaign. I've done Busan Pocket, Pearl of the Orient, Climb Mountain Rotnia, and the Second Korean War. So that leaves us with this last campaign that we're going to be playing as China. Now again, I'm using the Wish Dreams mod, so some of these battle groups may be adjusted, and the AI may not always know exactly how to use them. At the same time, my own units may be adjusted as well, so that might mean that some of the battle groups or some of the attacks that I would love to execute just won't work, or that the battle groups that I have are going to be adjusted that they lack a command vehicle, for example. So it's going to be interesting. Anyway, I'm starting out here with one group of a naval attack squadron consisting of a bunch of muskets and a couple of looters. I'm going to engage the Far East Naval Flotilla here, consisting of 2 Sovramenis, 7 Anushkas and a bunch of Munas. And I want to kill those before they get escorted by, for example, an air group. So moving those up first. Now, about the strategy. China is mostly, and sorry, not only China, it's also North Korea. For here, for example, I've got the Korean Marine Corps. These battle groups are going to be depending on numbers. They want to have overwhelming force because the technological units or the units are not very technologically advanced. For example, UBIs, these are just militia. Their RPG at Type 56 is pretty bad. The ZBD 86 is okay, but don't expect any miracles from this thing. The Russian forces that I'm going to be up against are going to be significantly more advanced. And that means overwhelm and overcome. That's pretty much the strategies that I'm going to go with. Now my objective is to capture Kavalerovo to the east and Vladivostok. Those are the mission objectives that I have. To do that, I have a small first attack wave that consists of the infantry battalion, the tank regiment, and a close recon company. Now I can only go one way, and that's into Kravtsovka. Kravtsovka doesn't really get me anything, but it's the first leap into Russia. What I would love to capture is either Vladivostok, which gives me 10 reinforcement points per turn, or Dongning, which means I get an airport, and I can start to deploy aircraft which can assist all over this region. Again, the battle groups that I have, and currently I have a lot of them, they're going to take quite a while to get to the front line because they only spawn in Boli. And this means that I have to plan pretty far ahead until I capture a port, which probably means that most of these units can land here. Until that happens, this is what I have. And unfortunately the tank regiment doesn't have the capacity to move and attack in the same turn. The infantry battalion does, and the same goes for the close recon company, but their cohesion is low. And a low cohesion means low income. So I either have to wait one turn, or I have to engage them and just make do with what I have. Now what I can do is engage them right here, but there is a lot of infantry. I'm not sure if this is normal, but this border regiment consists of 52 infantry units versus my group of 24 UBIs. So unless I get some sort of assistance here, I'm not going to be able to win this battle. The assistance can come in multiple ways. Let's see, land forces. I got an infantry regiment standing by. These guys, again, have 3 initiatives, so they can move and attack in the same turn. The thing is, they're going to spawn in Boli, and I want to capture this terrain as quickly as possible. An artillery company, this could work if I can hold them off long enough. And the artillery company consists of some medium range artillery, which have a decent rate of fire, but otherwise they're not very accurate. An anti-air company is not what I need right now, although PGZ 80s and 63s have decent anti-ground weaponry, so that could actually chew up the infantry pretty fast. An air recon company consists of a couple of Mi-1s, pretty terrible helicopters, and I don't need those just yet. And an anti-tank company. Well, 16 Su-100s would be nice, but I don't really see them being that useful just yet. Maybe later. People's Reserve. I got an infantry battalion. Again, a whole lot of UBIs, but nothing else. I'm gonna attack Copter Battalion with a couple of Z5As. Now these guys might be really useful. The problem though, they're starting with 2 out of 5 initiative, which means that I cannot fly them right into Kravtsovka. I'm gonna have to wait a turn until that initiative builds up and they can actually start moving. They also got one, I'm not even sure what this is, but I cannot deploy it because it is in a sort of non-category. And there's a tank regiment there. Tank regiment consists of a whole lot of Type 59s, 2 AA guns and a couple of command units. So again, not really anything that I need here. Korean Marine Regiment has a whole lot of Marines, 28 of them. A bit of naval reinforcements. Oh, come back here. Consisting of... actually, I just want to see what this is, guys. I haven't deployed it yet. More Marines. Chonma-ho tanks. Pretty terrible, but it's all I get. 2 Najins, 6 Shanghais, and a Muna. Now, of course, the main objective of this battle group is to spawn here, embark, and sail north to land on Vladivostok. So that's what I'm going to try and do. But I already have a Marine Regiment. So first off, I'm going to embark those. And, oh yeah, I understand. I'm going to wait till this battle group is defeated, then push them north and land in Vladivostok. We do have some aircraft, which are A5s. These have anti-ship missiles, and I'm going to send those north to Naval Sector Bravo to help out and deal with those Sovramenis. Now there's a problem. Sovramenis have a range against aircraft of 4.5. Nanushkas 3.5. My aircraft have a ground range of 4,900 meters, which is pretty good. But it does mean that if they go straight at the Sovremeni, they're going to get shot down. So next turn, as I'm going to be doing that battle, I have to keep that in mind. For now, I haven't looked at the Air Force yet, and those units might actually be useful. I don't really need a fighter squadron to help out in Kravtsovka. Attack squadron might work, a couple of Q-51As. Cluster bombs would be useful, but something that drops just standard bombs or napalm would be more effective. The multi-role squadron, dropping 2 napalm bombs per jet, could be a very, very interesting option. Because those napalm bombs first do quite a bit of HE damage, and then they're going to drop into napalm. Or at least that's the way they normally work. I'm not sure if the mod changed that. The planes have absolutely no AA cover or no AA defenses, but that's okay. Because these groups don't have any AA units anyway. Alternatively, we got the 17th Attack Squadron, consisting of units that are capable of engaging tanks, but they're not accurate. So again, we're going to have to overwhelm. Or the 18th Fighter Squadron. And that's, again, not what I need. So right now, because it's the fastest unit, I'm going to go with the multi-role squadron. Deploy it there. And with those 6 planes, I actually stand a good chance of defeating the infantry group there. So time to push in. And that leaves me with 20 points. I am going to start pushing some groups towards the east in order to at least have something there. What I don't have right now is a lot of AA, so I'm considering bringing in more AA because they seem to have quite a few planes. MiG-29Ks, these are anti-ship missile planes. These are fighters. Mi-20, oh, this is weird. This is an aircraft group, the 20th Attack Squadron, but they consist of Mi-26s, so the AI won't use this because they don't understand it. And a couple of MiG-25 PDs, which are again AA units, or fighters. So for now, I'm not really going to need that AA as much as I had expected, but I will be needing more ground forces. So, time to start bringing in ground forces, and I'm going to bring in the infantry regiment. It's going to start heading east. It's going to take a while before it actually gets there, but hopefully I'll have more territory by then. I can also call in more naval units. I got the Korean Naval Attack Squadron, which consists of 12 Najins, 8 Shanghais and 8 Cheongjus. These would work very well as a sort of naval support squadron. But Najins themselves are not really good at killing off ships. The North Fleet from China is the first naval attack squadron, 6 loaders and 12 muskets. So we're going to rely heavily on long or actually medium range anti-ship missiles. For now I don't have the points to buy either of them, but I do have one battle. That's Kraftsovka. I'm coming in from Xingying, or Xing. I'm not really sure how you should pronounce that. And the enemy has pretty much everything else. I have one command unit, and I have no income. That's a problem. Because the units that I have are the only things that I can bring in. I do have 1000 starting points, but unless I capture something else, and that would have to be one of these reinforcement zones that actually give me points, I cannot bring in anything else. So this could be a really tricky battle, and I'm going to have to be a bit defensive about it. At the same time, I don't want to lose the momentum. I want to push really hard into that enemy battle group and try and get those things done as quickly as possible. Now, this ditch in the terrain, if I can... No, I cannot deploy my vehicle there. I was going to say, if I can deploy my vehicle there, it's going to be a sort of cover. Unfortunately, it's not an option. Instead, let's go with reconnaissance. I'm going to rely quite heavily on air forces. Mostly because these things are also dirt cheap. I'm going to do ambushing forces, or ambushing attack, hiding in these tree lines. I'm trying to capture these little villages here, which will give me a sort of holding position for my pretty terrible infantry. I'm going to deploy a couple here as well, because they can float across. And the same here. That's 4 groups. I still have 325 points left. Let's go with 2 units of Liren, so I have passive spotters. You know what, I'm just going to bring in more air. I do have 4 mortars. They do have a lot of rounds, so these might actually be a useful support unit, possibly providing a smokescreen. 2 of them, and that's all I'm going to cuddle in for now. I'm going to hold it to make sure that I have at least some points ready, so that I don't get caught out when I need more units. Alright, here goes. These are going to go right across. And I'm really going to have to win this purely based on the amount of points that I'm going to have to kill, which is 813. Should really be an issue for the vehicles, or for the unit selection that I have. But you never know. Already got one target spotted there. Correction, multiple targets. If those actually get a shot at my units, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna send in those bombers. There's a lot of these things. These are probably the... yeah, those are the Malyutkas. Napalm doesn't really hurt the Malyutkas, but they're not that heavily armed. Or armored, I should say. So they shouldn't be that difficult to kill, even with napalm. So these are burning up right nice. Oh, I forgot about these guys pushing up. Offload. Before you lose your vehicle. Lots of HGMs going right into the ground there. And unfortunately I lost my recon. Let's get the Liren. Moving out, UBIs are engaging. Yeah, I lost another ZBD there. These guys are ready to push up into this zone. I gotta be a bit careful with these. There's another one down, another one, and I think that might have been all of the Malyutkas. But I suppose you could say famous last words, because when you don't expect them, that's when they're gonna strike. Let's try and get that recon. Got him. And now I'm pretty much gonna let them come to me. I have nothing to prove here. And they have a lot of infantry, so if I'm entrenched, that's an advantage. And I want to use that. I could try and push into Dongning. Why not? Let's try and get there. These guys are going to have to group up together, because those probably lost their group altogether. Oh, my command infantry isn't in cover. Yeah. Okay. So that's that done. Still got a couple of ZBDs there. Here comes the reinforcements. I'm gonna smoke this entire road. So that the moment they go through here, they're gonna be hurting. And of course, when you do that, the AI picks a different route. Because usually the enemy doesn't really do what you want them to do. Unfortunately. Get all these ZBDs in cover. Make sure they don't get shot at. Because they don't really take kindly to being shot at with ADGMs. Alright, these guys are ready. Push into Dongning. Let's get the Li Rens to move. And we got a couple of vehicles here. Li Rens just lost sight. Mayutkas, no shot. They're trying with their ATGM. 65% is not bad, I gotta say. Main guns. I think that the Mayutkas don't know what's gonna hit them. They don't seem to have reconnaissance near. There's still some Mayutkas there, but they're heavily damaged. So I don't really think of them as a big threat. Li Rens, unfortunately, are not as accurate as I would have liked them to be with their RPG. This one took quite a bit of firepower, a bit of damage. 80%, that's another kill. There you go. 95, 96, 97, kill. Elite Li Rens. Nice to have. These are pushing up nicely. And these Malyutkas should run right into the RPGs that are going to be fired by my infantry. Now, there is more infantry coming in. I'm going to put a large napalm screen in front of this town. So that whatever is trying to get through, and I'm looking at these BTRs, is going to have a very, very painful time getting to my town. It's a bit of a different use of napalm. It's not what you usually see, but trust me, it works all the same. And hopefully I can kill the command vehicle. Let's say we're gonna put these guys west, sorry, east, and those guys west. Right on top of these BTRs, who do have armor. Don't neglect that, but they will take damage. And they will take a rather big amount of damage. You can see that the Motostrelki that did come out of the vehicles are going to burn right up. Unfortunately, these Groms really don't have a shot yet. Now we're getting somewhere. Of course, the real prize would be command vehicles, but I doubt I'm going to be able to get those. 90% of points. Let's put another flame wall or firewall in front of my town. Oh, there's a bit more here than I'd expected. This is not what I was hoping for, but I got the battle. I don't think I lost anything. Oh, actually, yeah, I did lose 1 recon and 1 ZBD, so I'm good. No problem. First sector is mine, but I'm expecting a counterattack. Now, I don't think there's anything else that I can really do this turn, so let's end it. Okay, the AI has decided not to attack. Instead, they brought in their MiG-29Ks, and these things carry 4 anti-ship missiles. My Ludas are not very good at intercepting anti-ship missiles because they don't have any anti-air missiles. All they have is dual type 76Fs and maybe some sort of Sea-Wiz, but it's only medium. So I'm going to have to be real careful and make sure that whatever is going to come through here, and that will be those aircraft, that they're going to either be bunched up, sharing their air cover, or that the muskets are going to intercept those before they get close. Now again, the Russian fleet, the Far East Flotilla, has a naval advantage. Their ships are stronger, they have more firepower, they have longer range firepower, and especially that is important in a naval engagement. These things have a naval range of their missiles of 9.5 kilometers, rounded up, And these carry a missile that fires at 6.2 kilometers. Mine, on the Luda, fire at 6, and the muskets at 5.2. So I'm going to have to keep these muskets in a very tight group, so that they can defend the Ludas. And then I'm going to strike at those Nanushkas. As far as attacking goes, I do have my own A5s, and those can be useful against the MiG-29Ks as well. But the MiG-29K is pretty much an all-round far better fighter than my own. I can bring in this group, which is another 2 Najins, a couple of Chongjus, and a couple of Shanghais. And these guys I am going to use. Because Chongjus aren't that effective, but their rocket pods can stun the enemy fleet. And the Shanghais have a decent range against enemy aircraft at 2800 meters. They are river class, so they cannot be hit by anti-ship missiles. But what they can do is create a sort of picket force, so that they might stun the MiG-29s as they come over. As well as, of course, providing a sort of first recon. Okay, this is probably not going to be pretty. Let's see, I have a cohesion of 4, they have a cohesion of 6. They have slightly more starting points than I do. But I have an income of only 4. My units aren't that expensive though. Okay, this is going to be tight. Let's see, the Najin has to survive. That's the command ship. Of course, I also have Ludus. Let's see, I thought I was going to have more Ludus. I only have 4. That's a problem. Okay. Let's deploy 1 Luda. Let's deploy the muskets around this group. And then a sort of picket line, as I mentioned. These guys aren't that good against aircraft. Actually, they cannot fire at aircraft at all. But Shanghais can. So I'm going to position these Shanghai so that if they come in with aircraft, I'm going to be able to intercept them. I'm going to call in some A5s and see if I can pick off some lonely ships somewhere. And for now, I'm going to wait. I'm going to turtle up, see what the enemy is going to be doing, and then save up for A5s. Let's see what their plan is. This looks like a Sovremeni. My aircraft fire 2 missiles with a 60% accuracy, so at this range they have a decent chance. Or with the 10 of them, sorry, the 5 of them, they fire 10 missiles. That means with a 60% hit ratio, 6 hits, or 6 missiles that are likely to hit if they're not going to get intercepted by the Sovremeni. That is not going to be easy though. And especially hitting this thing at exactly the same time is going to be, oh snap, going to be crucial. Did not see you there, but I did take one out. I think one of my birds got hit though. Yeah, this one's taken a bit of damage. But I did take out an Anushka, which is nice. 9 clicks. Going to reposition these Shanghais because they don't stand a chance in hell against those Nanushkas. I don't think the Nanushka... Yeah, now it's spotted my fleet. And I think it's trying to get a shot with its anti-ship missiles. What is your plan? I'm really waiting for the Malakit to start aiming. That's what I'm expecting right now. So long as that Sovremeni is going to come at me alone, I can quite easily take it out. Oh, aircraft. I hit it a little bit. Yeah, they might actually take it down. Yep, that's 1 MiG down. The other one's taking a bit of damage. It's going to come around for another turn, though. This looks like World War II technology, really. Firing AA guns at aircraft. And they're shooting back at me with anti-ship missiles. Lost a musket. Oh. Oh, this is different. Let's only use 4 of these. And then try to get a shot at... Yeah, I'm going to try and kill that lonely Nanushka there. That should be possible. gonna get 2 more muskets in. Oh, they deployed their own ships here. That Nanushka is never gonna go home. Or at least it'll go home in a box. Unfortunately, my muskets aren't in range yet. And my Seaways is slowly being overwhelmed. More so that the Najin has taken a lot of damage. Ooh, that's another musket down. Need to disable all of these termites, so they don't fire those one by one. If I'm gonna fire these things, I want all of them to fire at exactly the same time. And I'm rather waiting for these ships to come in close. Unfortunately, they don't seem to take the bait. Not yet, anyway. Let's line up the muskets. Line up the Shanghais a bit to the right. For some reason my mouse doesn't seem to want to cooperate too much today. Come on, Savrameni, come in. You know you wanna. Shanghai is still gonna take a hell of a beating from those guns. I'm gonna bring in another looter. Range 5.8. The thing is, with these Savramenis, you need to completely overwhelm them. Because they have a hell of a lot of firepower. Let's see if we can take it. Yep, that's another make down. Fire all. They're not very accurate though. With an accuracy of 50%, but at least they all fire at the same time. So even if I don't kill it, it's gonna be a hell of a pain that he's gonna go through. Okay, that worked out rather well. Rather well indeed. Let's see how much damage I can do with 4 of these A5s. Let's engage that Nanushka up north. Coming about. Let's hope they veer off in time before they get in range of the Nanushkas. And he's down. Takes care of that. We're not going to repair anything. I want this thing to purely come in as a repair craft. Sorry, as a ammunition craft for the muskets. Speed this up a little. I still need to get 2 more kills. Let's see, these things are not expensive enough, unfortunately. And by that I mean if I kill these 2, I still don't have my 273 points. Ooh, a Muna. I'm gonna capture that thing. Alright, muskets, line up and get ready to fire. I'm using manual targeting to see what the range is on these ships. 5.5 is too far away. They need to be closer. They seem to try and stay outside of my missile range. Damn it, they don't have the range. Yeah, they're running alright. Okay, let's do it another way. Let's see what the A5s can do against these guys. I'm worried that I'm gonna lose sight of them though. Yeah, damn it, I just lost sight. Fine, I'll kill the Muna instead. It's not very noble, but it's worth a few points. Let's see, I got 8 missiles left. Yeah, I got it. He's dead. I still have 3 muskets that don't have any missiles, but they still have their AA gun. I'm gonna use that instead. Unfortunately, these things only carry medium optics. Shanghais have very good optics, but I don't think they're very fast. 24 knots and 32. Which means that the muskets can pretty much run circles around those ships. There's this last Savrameni. Or at least the last that they have deployed right now. And oh dear, here we go. They're already getting too close to the sense that if I engage right now, I'm gonna get hit by anti-ship missiles from the Sovereign, and I don't have enough muskets to defend against that. So instead I'm gonna use this thing as a recon. And get the last A5 involved. Come on, there it is. I'm gonna try and hit the Sovereign. I don't really care about the Nanushka. I mean, it's a decent target. If I can eliminate it, that's nice. But the Sovereign are the real prize. Flying in a nice and tight formation. Jeez, I forgot to speak English then. Missiles away. That's gonna hurt like hell. Yep, I got it. And I may have caused a secondary explosion somewhere else. I did lose 4 A5s because they all ducked out at exactly the same angle. And I lost 3 muskets. But that entire flotilla has been destroyed. Which is good news. Because it means that next turn I can land my marines into Vladivostok. So that I can start pushing in here. Get a port, which means more reinforcements closer to the front. And more reinforcement points. But that's going to be episode 2. For now, this was episode 1. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you're going to stick with me through this campaign. And I'll probably be uploading another episode every day. So you can stay tuned for the episodes to come out soon. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time.